Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Renowned Explorers. I had a nice long Memorial Day weekend. I'm feeling rested and refreshed. Let's head out to the Andes. Now, the best thing in the universe for us right now would be if we could pull that King of the Horrifying Mutated Llama guys encounter, because the treasure that you get from that can allow you to pull an extra discovery token when spending insight in Beijing. I suspect we will not be that lucky. that encounter is not very common, but here's hoping. Alright, navigating the mountains was extremely difficult, even with a state-of-the-art blimp, but here we are in the mysterious Andes range. But before the crew has time to orient themselves, a group of warriors finds them, and they suspect that we've come to topple their emperor, which, given the history of, people from Europe heading to other parts of the world, maybe not that unreasonable. That's probably like a pretty fair guess. Alright, let's crack some skulls here. So, we want to go devious. I think there's no contest between an extra campaign token and an extra study token. So, these guys are weak to sad, and they have no armor. This should be fairly easy. So, this is gonna be pretty common. Jean-Pierre's gonna open up with some violence. Actually, you know what? If we have Jean-Pierre open up with Sadin, we could maybe get a really powerful tearjerker going. So why don't we have you run all the way over to here? We're gonna fight from this side. And can I be perfectly honest with you? I kind of miss the challenges. Like, I want to go back to playing Emperor's Challenge Mode after this run, because I really like the way, that little bit of extra complexity, the incentive to play in a way that is maybe not the most obviously helpful way. Helpful, and by which I mean like the way that's gonna make it easiest for me to win. Aw, look at that. Powered up tearjerker is crazy powerful. I'm very happy with my team composition as far as winning encounters goes. I think we're doing an okay job here of really focusing on and displaying what makes Minjong so powerful. That said, I don't know that I'm going to end up with a fantastic score. I'm probably not taking advantage of her Captain Perk gimmick quite as hard as I could be. But I feel like there's a lot of potential here. Alright, we are doing okay on status, considering. These invaders will surely try to stage a coup against our glorious Emperor and take our national treasures. I mean, listen, it's not 100% my plan, but yeah, it's going to happen. This dude sounds ruthless and oppressive. Let's pay him a visit. Alright, let's see here. Which buildings do we pull this time? So I see we got the Plague City. There are always 3 cities in the Andes, but there are 4 different cities that are available. They pull 3 of them at random each time. I think we pulled a pretty good pool here. I'm a big fan of the Plague City with this party, because the Plague City leads to an encounter that we didn't get to see last time we were in the Andes, but that should yield a pretty great treasure for us. A physical challenge stands before you. Someone needs to make the leap across a gap to secure a rope. An athlete is most suitable. So we do have one tool, and in case, I know we didn't have one in the last run or two, I think, but in case you're aware of how this works, like it says here, you can expend a tool to give you, you can use the tool to give yourself plus 25% on a roll, and then if you fail that roll, it actually doesn't consume your tool, it gives it back to you. So a tool is actually a really great thing to have. No matter how good your team is, occasionally you're going to run into a challenge where your odds aren't so good and the penalty for failure is significant. You're going to really, really wish you had a tool sometimes. Alright, so I say let's just go this way. Getting to any one of the cities gets us to all of the cities because they allow us to travel from one to the other very easily. So let's just head toward the one that will cost us the fewest supplies to get to. You encounter a lonely villager, peacefully gathering food from the local plants. Harry approaches him and sees he's trembling heavily. I'm sorry, but if I don't warn the guards, they'll hurt me! Yeah, if you do warn the guards, I'll hurt you. What are you thinking? We have guns! Alright, let's rumble, you big oaf. I don't feel good about getting violent with the guy. All things considered, this isn't really his fault. Why don't we... Here, we're gonna deal friendly with him, and I know that this is silly, that I am allowing emotion to to affect my strategy here, but I don't know. I don't feel bad about it. I'm fine with that. Oh, I was really hoping we could finish him off with Jean-Pierre so that I could have Minjong use an Excite on him. Strengthen his Satin next turn that he's going to use to set up her vastly superior Tearjerker. Although, actually, there's not an extra benefit to going devious or aggressive because we haven't picked up a lot of those guys yet. Maybe we do want to try to end this friendly? This villager might be grateful. These guys are strong against Excite, which makes going friendly a little awkward because that means Minjong and Jean-Pierre are both poorly suited. You know what? Never mind. Let's just end it. Alright, so we'll do this to swap us over to aggressive. Give us a nice damage bonus on our devious attacks. Jean-Pierre can run over and drop a Satin on this dude to warm up the Tearjerker. And now, as long as this Tearjerker defeats at least one enemy, which it will certainly do. Can I get all of them? I can. This will transfer us over to Devious, and now we have bonus grit, and yeah. What a blowout. This is a pretty good team. Ow, my face. You know, I'm kind of curious. Let's try to finish him off friendly, and see if it generates enough friendliness points to get us. It looks like if this does minimum damage, there's a chance it won't finish him. And he's actually immune to this. Oh, but let's do it, because just using the ability generates a point of friendly, I believe. Yeah, it totally did. And then we'll do this. Okay, it's not totally ideal. I don't love him getting a swing at us with minus 20 armor. In fact, we might actually lose a point of resolve because of that. We got him to 1. Oh. Well. Oh, he chose to heal himself. That was nice of him. So yeah, we are going to end up friendly after all. Look at that. Let's try to make it a little awkward for him to hit, Minjong. Actually, he has enough move that he can just walk around Jean-Pierre, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, that's no good. Minjong, run! You know, Jean-Pierre has an 80% chance to hit with his friendly attack. You'd never know it from the way he actually uses it, but... Look at all his badges. It's very impressive. He's got... I don't know what his deal is. He's got a lot of, like, pins all over. Badges is maybe a strong word, because I suspect none of them have any meaning. But... The villager approaches you. Wow, thank you so much! I didn't think anyone could stand up to the Emperor. Here, I'll teach you some secrets about this area's plants. Okay, cool. That was worthwhile. Alright. Did I have a plan here? I mean, like, Diplomat's pretty good, right? I don't know that we need a lot of archaeology for this area, certainly. I probably was planning to go Diplomat. This is what happens when you play part of a game and then take 3 days off. I'm going to take Diplomat. If it turns out that I really needed those points in Archaeologist, I'll just feel like an idiot. You know, that's not a new experience for me. So we could go over here, and of course I want the XP, but I don't want to have to pay 2 supplies to get into the town. Well, I want to see what this note is. So, you arrive at a small Incan village. Jean-Pierre notices a statue in the distance. Then the villagers greet you. Good day, friends. At least, that wholly depends on your opinion of the Emperor. That's a little, not natural formulation, but I guess maybe they're not native English speakers. So, the statue, you know, if these people hated the Emperor, probably they would have torn the statue down, right? So, the Emperor is among the greatest leaders I've ever seen. Good guess. The villagers believe you speak wise words and promise to spread your wisdom. No, I was joking. He sucks a lot. Let's do this. I don't care what they think of what I think of their Emperor. I don't know if that could be any clearer. Okay, can you... His range is 3 tiles? Oh, he can't quite finish that guy off. Still. We're just gonna do the exact same thing that we've been doing, where we lean into hostile, and then we turn it around with the Satins. This is a pretty basic strategy. I think that this is a type of move you want to apply a lot in this game. Start out by matching on your turn. Match your attitude to your opponents with your first move, and then use the rest of the turn swapping up to the superior action, or the superior attitude, and that way on the opponent's turn, you have a damage bonus, because all of the matched attitudes give a damage bonus to the superior attitude. And then on their turn, you have a defensive bonus. I actually almost lost resolve there, being a little bit cocky. But it's fine, it's over now. God, Min Chong. What a monster. Wow, okay, you're right. The villagers turn away and let you go on your way. Yeah, that's right. You remember, I know so much more about your home than you do. This node would be, I mean, resources are cool, but I don't think we really want to spend the supplies necessary to go here and back, because we're going to end up running pretty short on supplies. We got a lot of walking to do on this mission. We're definitely going to go around the 2-cost path, though, because this, going here and then going to town is the same number of supplies, but it gets us extra tokens. It's not a deep, man, I can't word today. It's too early in the morning. It's not a difficult, I think, concept. Probably everybody gets that. You find an unknown precious stone. Harry wants to research its properties, but Min Chong thinks it's a better idea to sell it. I don't think that's a good characterization at all. Min Chong's a scientist, for Christ's sake. Well, obviously we're taking the discovery token. Once the argument cools down, the crew makes a decision, and you can continue exploring. I like a lot these things that give you a choice between one big token or several smaller tokens, because that gives them value for, multiple different strategies. But, I mean, look at the payout on our discovery tokens is bananas. I'm definitely not taking maximal advantage of this, and already it's so good. The city is ravaged, but its spirit is strong. Rebels are training hard, and villagers are repairing the defenses. There are no Imperial guards to be seen. A rebelling city. A veteran rebel leader greets you. This is Vilcabamba. You're safe from the Emperor here, travelers. We are the last city to actively resist the clutches of our dictator. I am the rebel leader, Huena Capac. Probably. There are a few options, so obviously we ask if we can help, because you know what I love in video games is getting quests. We could absolutely use the help of some seasoned adventurers. While spirits are still high, the Emperor has switched tactics. He is now looking to desecrate the Hero's Relic, an important legendary item that embodies the people's resolve. You must find the Hero's Relic before the Imperial Guard does. Yeah, sure. I'll find the treasure. I don't know if you're gonna like necessarily what I'm gonna do with it, but I'll find your treasure. Thank you so much. To be honest, we don't even know exactly where the Hero's Relic is. Even worse, the Emperor does seem to know. Our spies have located an Imperial search party. I'll mark the location of the search party. If you go there, you're bound to find out more. Okay, right next to one of the other towns. That's good. That's a good position for it. Is there something else we can do for you? So now we can expend one of our supply tokens, or one of our supplies to get 4 collect tokens. Because the Plagued City spawned, we can go there and trade resolve for supplies, and then come back here and trade supplies for collect. So if you get here with a healthy supply of resolve, you can actually make a lot of money on this. 1 resolve becomes 4 supply tokens, which becomes 16 collect tokens. But, obviously you have to feel pretty comfortable expending your supplies in this way, and I don't right at the moment. So let's just travel along the Indian roads to another city. Let's go to the plagued city of Lactapata first. So that's this one with, the ruined-looking buildings. Oh my, what a dark and troubled place. Local guards are everywhere, and the streets are teeming with the bones of the dead. The villagers look very afraid. They seem to be in a lot of trouble. A militia leader greets you. Welcome to Lactapata, brave travelers. I'm Juana Hatun, head of the guard. Every day we are attacked by hordes of skeletons. Of course, that sorry excuse for an emperor refuses to help us. It's interesting that none of us are like, skeletons, really? Is that a real thing? We just accept it, This is just what the world is like. Sometimes there are hordes of skeletons. Can we help you? Yes, we're really in need of some help. A vile necromancer is terrorizing the city. She's been sending wave after wave of skeleton warriors, because we won't accept her as our princess. The Emperor isn't doing anything to stop her, the lazy bum! Yeah, I'll confront your necromancer. Her Temple of Death is well hidden, so I'll mark her Temple of Death for you. This is probably on our mapping. Also, don't be friendly to her. She doesn't take kindness kindly. That's fine. We've never been friendly to anyone in our entire lives. Oh, well, that's right there. Shoot, we'll go do that first. Then we'll worry about Huayna Capac's stuff. And then we can visit the local shop, which allows us to trade resolve for supplies. I'm definitely going to do this at least once, but I might wait until we get back, because we're about to be able to go out to a supply node. It's a little unfortunate that... Yeah, there's no way between this city and this node that doesn't involve spending 2 supplies to move at least once. Which means that traveling out and then back, which was my plan, is going to be expensive. I guess the best thing to do is go here, then here, and then, like, work our way back over to Huayna Capac, because that way we get to see as many nodes as possible, and it's not actually a different resource expenditure. I guess we could go... No, you know what? Probably the smart thing to do is we go 1, 3, 4, 5, and then back toward the city. Right, because otherwise I'm doing like 2, 3, 5... Yeah, wow. It's really expensive to go the other way. Okay, screw this node. If it's the hidden horde, oh well. Uh-oh, we've accidentally trespassed on an angry herd of llamas. The odds are stacked firmly against you. There must be 100 of them. There's no way we can take them all on. We'll need to use a diplomatic approach. Okay, so we're getting a bonus from all level 3 diplomats in the crew. We would get a bigger bonus if we had any speakers or level 4 survivalists. Unfortunately, the point of diplomat that we just gained isn't helping us at all here. I don't think I want to use one of my tools here. I know that the difference between a supply and a discovery, and a penalty, is pretty huge, but I want to save our tool for treasures. Because remember, each treasure comes with a discovery token as well now, thanks to our research. Okay, we got there. Everything's fine. By using the llama's family values and targeting the alpha llamas, Harry and the crew make friends with the herd. You're granted safe passage through the amazing mountains, and are spared a spit shower. Yeah, the llamas are real gross. Uh-oh. Minjong doesn't agree with the way Jean-Pierre is doing things. Again. This time, Minjong is not quite happy with how Jean-Pierre handled the last encounter. Sure, it worked, but the way Jean-Pierre did it could have been better. You know, a bit more precision and conviction in your actions. It's true, he did whiff a bunch of attacks. You know what? I've had it up to here with you. Jean-Pierre explodes! This little girl keeps telling everyone how it should be done, and Jean-Pierre has had enough. He's been polite up till now, but now she will show Minjong something. That's the wrong... I think this is referring to the gender of Minjong instead of the gender of the person who's supposed to be speaking. So, we can scold her, take away her campfire privileges, or take all her personal research notes. Well, as mean as this is, don't steal things from people in general, but especially if you're a big hulking dude, don't steal things from young girls. That seems particularly mean-spirited. But I mean, we can't turn down a discovery token. Minjong starts crying excessively. She was only trying to help. Jean-Pierre really is a cheesehead. Jean-Pierre thinks Minjong is nothing but a bother. These adventures can't end a moment too soon for them. So did they both go to... They did. They both went to double dislike. That's actually really good. I mean, look at all the stats they're gaining. 10% attack power, 15 armor, and a survivalist point. 20 speech defense and a rogue point. Bah, 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 I'm a sailor and I can only yell. We need someone to be a bit more discreet. Such a stiff know-it-all. Fine, I'll cook you dinner, you brat. I love the crew relationship stuff in this game. Is some of my favorite, one of my favorite little systems. Alright, we've reached a Temple of Death. This must be it. An eerie aura emanates from it. The city of Lactapata has been troubled by the necromancer living inside the temple. This is going to be very dangerous. Is the crew ready to face the dangers of the undead and bring peace to Lactapata? Yeah, I think so. We can do this. The crew approaches the stairs of the Temple of Death. Minjong bravely steps forward. Adventure awaits inside. Behind the entrance awaits a long corridor. Skeletal motifs decorate the walls. The place looks relatively peaceful, but when Minjong makes one wrong move... Traps! Not just one, but dozens of them! Minjong is lucky she hasn't already been torn to pieces. It will be impossible to pass this sea of knives. Only by reverse engineering the mechanics will you have a chance of disabling these traps. Yeah, okay. Well, Minjong is not the greatest engineer in the world. This point of steam engines that we picked up on the first expedition is lending us 15% success chance. I'm not sure if we should tool this check, or... The next check, I believe, is a rogue check. But we might want to tool that. I think if you fail this check, you can still go on. But if you fail the next one, you don't get to take a shot at the treasure. So I think we're just going to roll this one raw. Okay, everything's fine. We're all good. An astounding success. With expert finesse and technique, Minjong puts all the traps to rest. The system was very complicated, but no match for Minjong's engineering skills. The corridor goes on for a little while. At the end, a massive door stands before you with a chilling wind slipping through beneath it. You don't have to guess twice what's behind it. Actually, maybe I should have guessed twice, because I think this is definitely a second guess kind of situation. What a bizarre room. The place is dark and filled with quasi-animated skeletons. It seems they're guarding an emerald skull in the middle of the room. You thought you'd be facing the necromancer, but maybe this is the source of the undead? It's clear. You need to steal that emerald skull. While the skeletal guards don't react or notice you, they do react when you get closer to the skull. They're basically glorified traps, but with so many of them, that can cause serious trouble. Maybe someone good at stealing might be able to pilfer the skull. Yeah, there's two things happening here. Number one, I really want that skull. Actually, there's three things. Number two, I don't want to lose 2 points of resolve for nothing. And number three, adding status to our collect tokens is like a total no-brainer great idea. This is where we're going to tool. Really, really, really important that we pass this check, you know? The odds are that we would have passed it anyway, but I really don't... I think it was worth it to put some extra effort into that. What a masterful display! Harry roguishly evades all the half-sentient skeleton guards and snatches the skull. All the skeletons suddenly collapse. You've did it! I have did it! But then the emerald skull starts glowing hot. It flies out of Harry's hand and starts to transform. In the rumble, you hear a voice. Ah! What's this? Ah! Death to those who oppose... I can't do a little girl voice. My voice is too deep and I just don't have it in me. Ah! Death to those who oppose the goddess! You know, she's very old, so... This degeneration of the larynx. Why, a cute little girl appears out of nowhere. Cute's a... That's a lot of skulls on her head for her to be cute. Are you lost? You shut your... Wow, okay, there's some language. I'm not a kid. I'm the godly Princess Necromancer. Respect me as your superior. Bow down to your princess and give me candy. That's... alright. Okay. You know what? Minjong has some language of her own. Haha, yes, finally someone who respects me, is what that line says. Scold me. I'm worthy of your wrath. That's weird. I'm a little uncomfortable, to be totally honest with you. Alright, now as I remember it, this is a fairly dangerous fight. These red-shirted skeletons, sort of orange-shirted skeletons, have no armor and are weak to our only friendly attack. The blue skeleton is considerably tougher and has a lot of armor. That's going to be a little harder to deal with. And then here's the Necromancer. Now the Necromancer, like we were told, will freak out if you go friendly, and obviously she doesn't take a lot of damage from friendly stuff anyway. So we're just going to have to lay into her. I mean, she doesn't have a huge amount of defenses. Now these guys have pretty poor... Yeah, these guys have pretty poor defenses, but unfortunately we're surrounded. There's a lot of them, and as you can imagine, there's going to be an infinite amount of them spawning over this encounter. We just have to get there quickly. I think it only matters whether you're friendly on her turn. So I think we can start by doing this, and then end the turn by having Jean-Pierre and Harry go devious. But actually, you know what? I can probably just take all three of them with Harry's thing, right? Oh, he can't do it while he's adjacent to somebody. Ooh, maybe not. Yeah, let's try it. See if we can pull this off. Okay, he didn't roll minimum damage on any of them, so that's a good start. This is a better plan than going friendly at the beginning, I think, probably. All right, let's get that grit. So this will power up. Yeah, it gains 25% power each turn while off cooldown. So just dropping a normal Sadin is probably the way to go. And I think we want to spread out a little bit, because if I remember correctly, the Necromancer has some circle AoE attacks. So let's try not to be all standing right on top of each other. Ooh, actually, Jean-Pierre probably needs to melee this thing just to be sure it goes down. Do I want the grit more than I want? No, let's go aggressive. Let's make sure this thing falls. Okay, that was pretty impressive. Jean-Pierre with a little bit of sleight of hand there. It sure looked like he attacked in the wrong direction. Now, our defenses are not the best, so you have to be a little bit cautious here. Minjong is a great healer, but obviously our healing is less powerful than our damage dealing. So we don't have a source of enrage. You have 0 speech defense, though. And also you're weak to impress. So we can do this. And then I think we have... Okay, I don't have to pre-sadden to hit a powerful tearjerker. But I think I still want to pre-sadden. You know, just to load up on the damage. And then we'll end this turn devious, so that we have the bonus grit as the second wave of skeletons approaches. And now the Necromancer is sad as well, so she has a considerably lower speech. Yeah, she only has 24 now. Yeah, I don't think any of the skeletons will be able to reach us. Okay, but she has empowered them with the ability to perform great violence upon us. Okay, well, I think we probably have to heal Jean-Pierre now. Like, he's in a real bad place. As much as I would love to have a double kill out of this ability, it would make us friendly, so I don't think I can afford the risk. And we can have Jean-Pierre brings down one of these skeleton guys, and Harry handles the other one. And I think I'm going to do it like this, again, just in the interest of spreading out as much as possible. Maybe I'm wrong and she doesn't have an AoE attack, or maybe her AoE is something she only does when you're friendly, but I'm going to try to avoid it as best I can. And remember, we still have Jean-Pierre's healing strike. I haven't had to use it yet. I'm going to hold off until it looks like we need it. Oh, I totally do have a source of enrage. What was I thinking? Okay, yeah, I'd rather finish this guy off with a devious move, which unfortunately means that we have to group up a little more than I might like. But I don't want to finish off aggressive and have us go back to matching aggressive. Uh-oh. We definitely don't want to go friendly on her. Okay, she threatened me, which is just fine by me, because I'd much rather be terrified than sad. Alright, we're just gonna have them wrap this up real quick. I'd like to be fighting only one person, please. Now remember, if we go aggressive right now while she's devious, we lose our, we're going to lose a bunch of speech defense, so it's really important that we don't do that. But we also can't go friendly to get the bonus speech defense, because she will freak out and start using much more powerful attacks. So I think what we have to do is just work hard to stay devious. I guess she's not going to spawn any additional skeletons? I really thought that she did. Well, I mean, I'm not upset about it. She's just going to stand here and take the repeated saddens and only occasionally attack one of us. That works just fine for me. Fortunately, we can have Harry throw his physical attack out instead. Actually, you know what? Why don't we do it like this? We can have Harry throw out his physical attack because I don't want her to be enraged. I want her to be sad and have the lowered speech attack. Although, honestly, it might not be a big deal because she does not seem to have a lot of speech power anyway. She's not doing a lot of damage. And alternately, what I should be doing is just throwing the Enrage in the middle of the turn and then ending the turn of the Satin. Alright, so whenever you're confronted by a Necromancer or a little girl in the wild, what you should do is just pick on them relentlessly until they cry and leave, you know. I mean, it beats knocking them unconscious with an oar. After all that verbal fighting, the Necromancer grows tired. Maybe I am a weak brat. Maybe I'm not worthy of ruling these lands. Maybe my tyrant mind is only half that my father's was. Slowly, she moves toward her empty throne. Hey, wait a minute. The world has changed. I need to meditate on my evil game. The next time I'm summoned, I will be a tyrant the likes of which the world has never seen. Thank you for taking me seriously and motivating me to become more evil. She turns into an inanimate corpse. It's weird. She does seem to respect you, and the Emerald Skull is yours for the taking. This is a good treasure. So obviously, I mean, plus 12 to 20 research from Discovery, or plus 6 to 10 research and 20 to 25 gold. I'm not 100% sure. Like, how hard do we want to go on research? I mean, obviously I want to get a lot of trees finished. It would be cool if we could finish 3 trees. So I guess maybe I should take the research. That would put us at 44 to 68. Boy. That's pretty... You know what? Let's do it. What an adventure that was. Traps, treasures, and even a necromancer. Not only have you performed your duty as an explorer duty... Probably have you performed your duty as an explorer duly... But you've also done the people of Laktapata a great favor. You should return and report your victory. And I will. But not right this second. Okay, so I had saved Master Thief as a thing to expend. And that's not bad. But we did also just get handed Meet the Locals. And I do like Meet the Locals a lot. We also had the opportunity to use this story and give a free point of, like, Tactician to Jean-Piet, which is not terrible. 1 point of Tactician, allowing you to get that little buff at the beginning of fights, can be valuable. But I think I'm going to take this. Diplomat Generous is not one she has. You can also pick up Beguiler Charms. Do I want a third? I think a third point of Beguiler might be better than a 5th point of Diplomat. I'm not sure. We're probably going to pick up a 3rd point of Beguiler anyway. And if I take this, I'll feel a little bit less bad about unequipping one of these to give her the Broom and Trowel, which we definitely want her to have eventually. So let's do that. What a shock! Minjung is just... Yeah, we've read it. Yeah. I do enjoy the reference, but we've been here before. So we will meet these people with great generosity. Minjung shares stories, food, and even some items she can go without with the locals. They're surprised that explorers can be so nice, and so share a gift of supplies and return home. I'm just a sucker for free supplies, honestly. Alright, so like I said, we could go right back, but I think what I'm going to do instead is head this way. Head over here. Ooh, there's a lot of zero cost traveling in that direction. And then we'll use the Andean roads to come back here. Harry's cheeky spirit doesn't always lead to something positive. Harry wants to steal some of Minjong's rations, but gets caught. Minjong looks at him sternly. So we could try this. I can't help it. It's my father's fault for leaving me on the streets, but something tells me that Minjong is not going to be sympathetic to that nonsense. Let's just apologize. Minjong appreciates Harry's sincere apology. To break the guilty silence, she asks Harry where he learned to steal like that. Or where he learned to sneak like that. Harry enthusiastically tells her how he always had to steal food. Hours pass as wild stories are told. Minjong and Harry really learn to appreciate each other. I guess if you choose the other option, maybe there's more crew story. But because she already... Oh wow, they both went to 2 hearts. This icon doesn't update right away, but you can see it. This is what she used to have. And this is what she has now. So 20 grit and a free point of rogue is cool. Plus 20% speech power is also cool. Man, our crew is really shaping up. Alright, let's head over here, grab some more tokens. The crew takes a moment to realize what an amazing adventure they're experiencing. Incas, emperors, and jungles. This expedition is the epitome of adventuring. Really? That whole node was a single token? Huh. I guess we have to just take this 2-cost travel node because for some reason this doesn't connect to any of the nodes to the east of it. Inconvenient. Alright, so we're going to go here. We are going to travel along the Andean roads back to the Plague Village. Because I would much rather spend a couple of collect tokens. Is that right? No, let's go to the... I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do this is. Because we're going to have to come back here at some point. To turn in that quest. Let's go to the trading post now. A prosperous place. Welcome to our small trading settlement. Here you can hop on a llama and travel the lands quickly. Or you could trade some of those exotic goods for gold. Sure, let's trade. So we just gain 6 collect tokens and part with nothing of value to us. And then we leave. We go here at a cost of nothing. We find the search party looking for the hero's relic. The Emperor has just addressed them and is about to leave. 100 gold pieces to the man who brings me the burned remains of this relic. Don't let your glorious leader down. What a jerk. The Emperor and his entourage are about to return to the palace. Now's our chance to strike before they set out. So we just gotta convince them to tell us where the hero's relic is. Then we have to go there. Then we have to go back to Vilcabamba. Alright. Let's get devious. So, at this point, this is starting to look a little codified, but it's definitely the way to go. I think we might not even need the Jean-Pierre Sadin here. Oh, we can't quite hit everybody. Yeah, there's no way. Alright, well, let's do it this way. Take out both of the red dudes. And then, wow, the camera just keeps jumping all over the place. Then Jean-Pierre can probably bring down... No, he cannot quite bring down that guy. Alright, well, he can bring down this dude at least. We really need to work on his speech power. Minchong actually has, like, really good grit now. She has, Huh, interesting. It says 59 here, but the the math there doesn't include, for some reason, the 20 that she's getting from her liking Harry buff. But anyway, she has a natural 24 grit now. Or 34 grit, rather, which is pretty good. Alright, we've broken their self-confidence. Did you hear what Harry said about my tunic? It's a proud heirloom that I got from my grandmother. Yeah, it sucks. Go use that rag to wipe your tears, sucker. Now where's the hero's relic? Oh, it's right there. Okay. It seems the hero's relic is stashed away in the hero's tomb, deep inside the mountains. A pretty uncreative place to hide it, but Minjong guesses it makes sense. Alright, well, we got no time to lose, so let's go to this node that is free. Free travel, always good travel. We meet a villager that is sick and tired of the Emperor. When you tell him you're going to visit him, he jumps to conclusions. You're going to talk some sense into him? Awesome! He's a terrible leader and knows next to nothing about running a country. Praise be upon you! Okay, that's not what I'm going to do, but sure, fame is fame. We should probably spend these points before I forget. Obviously, there's no sense in having Jean-Pierre become more of an archaeologist. So he picks up another level of athlete and peace treaty, which is a power, an ability that debuffs people's attack and gives us another source of AoE damage and can switch the mood to friendly very quickly. Probably not that useful for this party, but in some parties, it's really powerful. It's a little weird for him to have it since his other friendly ability is kind of bad. You really wouldn't want to bring him to a friendly party, but a little versatility is nice. And Harry, I think, is going to go ahead and pick up Sense of Humor. Yeah, that's fine. On Harry's next level, he gets either an extra attack on his attack or an extra speech on his enrage. This is a very good level. Alright, so we'll go to here. It'll take us to 2 supplies. We'll go to here, go back to here. It'll take us to 1. We'll take the long way around for no supplies. So we'll still be at 1 supply. Then we'll Andean Road back to here and then back to here. Get all of our stuff. Trade a little bit of Resolve for some more supplies. And then just sweep along nodes until we run out of stuff. After following the map you got from the Imperial Search Party, you managed to traverse the labyrinth of mountain paths to find the hero's tomb. Minjong can just feel it. This is going to be a very dangerous investigation. There's a lot of work to do. Is it really worth moving all those boulders? I kind of thought we were going to be better at moving boulders given Jean-Pierre's incredible strength, but unfortunately, it only counts him as a level 2. Like, being more than a level 2 athlete doesn't even help. Well, I kind of wish I had my tool. If we fail this, it's going to suck a lot. Better than 50% odds. Okay, we got there. It's a little bit lucky. We've been a little bit lucky so far. You break through. It's been hard work, but with the combined strength of the crew, you find an entrance. The tomb is dark, dusty, and moldy. Jean-Pierre has to cover his mouth to prevent from fainting. With a lit torch, the crew navigates the elaborate tomb. Rubble and fake walls are prevalent. Oh, nice. We did get something out of his incredible brute strength. Jean-Pierre finds a fake wall and Kool-Aid Man's his way through it. Wait a minute. The crew notices there's something interesting behind a fake wall. Jean-Pierre doesn't hesitate and bursts down the wall. This was a wise choice. This room is filled with epic documents. You can exploit the stories of this secret, or use it as a cultural discovery. Well, I don't think I've ever actually seen this event before. Obviously, we're taking the discovery token. You continue to explore down the tomb. The air is getting heavier, and the corridors are getting narrower. The corridor is getting too narrow. One crew member must squeeze through first. Minjong argues that traps are the most obvious threat, something for a quick thinker to solve. Jean-Pierre argues that these tombs are guarded by spirit guardians, and a beguiling charmer might barter for safe passage. Well, we don't have a quick thinker, so Harry, get in there. Harry squeezes through the narrow entrances ahead of the crew. In order to avoid getting trapped altogether, he scouts the next area alone. Suddenly, something happens. The walls are closing in. He's got to get out of there quickly. Ooh, boy. I sure hope we don't flub this. He actually has pretty good odds of making it through just based on his stats. But, you know, our luck's got to end sometime. This is bad. Yeah, there it is. That didn't go well. Harry just starts squeezing through, but is seriously hurt before escaping the trap. Both his body and mind are affected. Okay, we're going to be real careful with Harry for the rest of the expedition. On the other side, he can reverse the trap so everyone can pass safely. The crew regroups and continues. The hero's tomb must be very close now. And there it is, the hero's tomb. A magnificent war banner with a standard is placed above it. That must be the hero's relic. The crew marvels at the treasure in awe. But then a bunch of Imperial guards bust in. The searchers must have notified them of this location. Thanks for clearing all the obstacles for us. Now allow us to burn that hero's relic. The Empire will persist. Well, obviously, I'm not down with that. Let's have some words with these people. So is it... Okay. Well, these tough leader dudes can make everybody confident, and the blue dudes, first of all, have AoE damage, and secondly, I think get... all of these guys get extra stats from being confident on top of the normal attack bonus. So we definitely want to be a little bit careful. I don't think I do want to shoot them. Or I don't think I want to use the AoE shot. I think I want to do this. Finish it off with the tearjerker and save the piercing cone for when we can get all four of those guys together. In fact, I maybe don't want to use any of my good AoE. And we can take these guys down without it. Let's save the big tools for the big fight. Yeah, none of them can get close to us because of this big patch of uneven ground. So actually, I could run all the way up to here with Jean-Pierre safely. Alright, this is going to be dangerous. We're not going to be able to stop them from becoming confident, so we have to line up our AoE effects carefully. And they're spreading out. That's the worst thing they could be doing. Is there any way that I can get 3 of them with the cone? Oh, look at how close it is to catching that top guy. If I stand back here, can I take advantage of the width of the end of the cone? I can hit these 3. I have to be pretty careful about leaving Harry in an exposed position, though. Well, Jean-Pierre could come down here and block for him. Yeah, let's make this the plan. Where can we get you to? Actually, how far can I reach with Tearjerker? Not that far. I mean, I could just do... Well, this guy, once Jean-Pierre moves, this guy has 3 moves. No, he won't be able to get adjacent to Harry. Okay. So I'm going to have her take this guy down from full. Then Jean-Pierre wants to run down here, I think. Not stand next to Harry, so that it's hard for them to get a good AoE off. Take out the guy who's close. Vajah, indeed. Okay, now there's only two of them. Neither one of them can actually reach Harry. Yeah, Minjong can take one hit. Alright, I think we're going to be okay. And Jean-Pierre is completely bottlenecking here, right? There's no way around him? Yeah. Oh wait, that's too far. It is true. Rats make great pets, but they can create quite an odor. Apparently all of our insults are based on the smell of our enemies. It's kind of a strange tack. This guy has a lot of defenses and a fair amount of health. Actually, the other way around, really. Well, that's a little bit of a bummer. We actually managed to hold on to Tearjerker for so long that it built up the maximum amount of overcharge. You'd have to be an utter moron to destroy a national treasure like that. Minjong and her crew and the crew have made that perfectly clear, and the soldiers are confused. We're such pathetic excuses for Incan warriors. We almost destroyed the pride of our nation. I need to go home and rethink my patriotism. Yeah, you go home. We'll take this. We'll keep it safe. Don't worry. So, your current highest level diplomat gains +3 campaign and +3 study on diplomat spins. Well. I mean, more stats on our discovery token is hard to turn down. But our study tokens are pretty great. I can't not take this, I think. I don't know if this is right, but it's certainly cool. It feels cooler than the other one. Amazing. A fantastic treasure indeed. If you show it to the people of Vilcabamba, the last city of heroes, they will surely be grateful. They were worried the legendary treasure might have been lost forever. In fact, it certainly would have if I hadn't gotten here. Okay, so now we head back and do the thing I said. Alright, so let's go back to Vilcabamba first, because I wanna end up in Loctapata. Loctapata has a lot of nearby nodes that are unexplored. Alright, about the Hero's Relic. It is, in fact, safe. Extraordinary! Who would have thought it to be such a beautiful banner? The legends tell that those who find the Hero's Relic are destined to keep it. Just allow us to copy the patterns and then bear it proudly like the hero you are. Yeah, I wasn't gonna give you guys the thing anyway. Okay, so we got a secret token out of it, not bad, bunch of study. And now we move to Loctapata. About that Necromancer. The Necromancer will bother you no more. That's fantastic! Please accept these gifts of gold and knowledge for your trouble. May it bring you ever-increasing renown. Now we can finally start to rebuild the city. Maybe in a decade or two we might even be ready to face the Emperor himself. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem by then. So we're going to trade 2 supplies for resolve. Or 2 resolve for supplies. And then, like I said, we could try to like loop around the end area and come back here, trade more resolve for supplies, and then go trade more supplies, you know what I'm saying, and then go back to Vilcabamba and trade the supplies for collect tokens. I'm not sure how good that idea is, honestly. I don't know. That might be a dumb thing to do. Man, the graph is really awkward. So neither this node nor this node connect to this one. Alright, well, let's go this way and we'll just kind of sweep around. I'm not 100% sure what my plan is yet. We'll figure it out. The crew moves through the twisted canyons and paths in the mountains, but around the next bend they face an unpleasant surprise. A military checkpoint. A couple dozen warriors and disciples, commanded by a loyal commander. Some foreign spies have come to destroy our culture, but we will let no one pass, by the Emperor's command. Trying to engage them would be suicide, but we have some sneakies. We have some sneakiness. Hold on. On second thought, this is probably an athlete check, right? Are we better at this? We are better at this. and neither one of them needs the XP particularly more than the other. Let's just take the guaranteed pass. While the road through the checkpoint is the only obvious route, someone could also climb higher up and drop a rope. That way you can evade the checkpoint by taking a higher and more dangerous route. The climb is very daunting though. The first climber had better be tenacious. Well, he's not, but he is incredibly strong. Jean-Pierre climbs the mountain like he was born to do so. From the top, he lets down a climbing ladder, and now we can easily evade the checkpoint. While exploring a new area, you suddenly hear stern voices from behind. Halt! Cooperate and hear us! You will bow to the great leader, and he will be pleased with our devotion to your capture. These disciples are cool as ice. Get it? I get it. I get references to popular songs from the 90s, although I don't 100% know why that song was popular. I'm not going to say I didn't have a cassette tape with that on it, but I don't entirely understand why. I feel really old right this moment. I don't, you know, just you ever just recount a thing from your childhood and realize it means you were born 1,000 years ago? Alright, pretty much the same deal here. It looks like a lot of our fights here in the Andes are going to go the same way. You know, our party may only have one gimmick, but we're, like, really quite good at it. Oh, they all grouped up again, too. What a bunch of idiots. Okay, well, we probably don't want to do anything particularly fancy here. Everybody's weak to satin. Nobody has any armor, either. How much damage can I get out of Minjong here? That would leave him with quite a lot of HP. But it looks like between Minjong and Jean-Pierre we can take him down. So this... within 2 spaces of the caster. Okay. So doing this should be enough to make Harry confident. We want to get our devious attack on now, because defeating an enemy with the devious attack... Oh, I thought for sure it would clear this point of aggressive. Because at this point, if we manage to take somebody down aggressively, obviously it would swap our attitude. But it looks like even with confidence, Harry is not quite prepared for that. Okay, I was about to say, you know what? I really hope they don't both attack Harry, because he could totally die. I should maybe have not left that as an opportunity. Yeah, he just healed for 6, so he had 21. If they had both hit him, he probably would have gone down. Okay, unnecessarily exposed myself to a bit of risk there. Just not thinking. Little mistakes like that can very easily add up to a failed expedition. You gotta be careful. I have to be more careful. Alright, we now see that true devotion requires patience. We will come back for you. What a lame excuse. You see them running with their tails between their legs. Alright, well... going to this node makes us take a really roundabout path, so... let's not. Okay, we found nothing of interest here. Let's head over to the supplies. So we're just going to kind of snake around here and hit all the nodes that are on this side. Your crew is enjoying the beautiful sights in these old and mysterious lands when suddenly Minjong is knocked over by a bunch of running Incan warriors. They've gone mad! Run! What are they running from? Oh, of course. Before Minjong can get up, she is trampled by a small young llama and is badly hurt. Its family arrives at the spot, obviously enraged. They seem to think you're trying to steal their baby. You know, at this point, it's very difficult for me to be afraid of a normal llama. We've seen some serious things. Minjong has started slightly wounded. I don't think it'll be an issue. Remember, these blue llamas will only attack once every other turn. Also, they're very weak to being enraged. Very prone to enrage. Okay, so we can get Jean-Pierre over here. Friendly abilities... actually, hold on. They're weak to friendly. We could do this. But they're about to speech attack us, too. Well, why don't I get Jean-Pierre over here and we'll warm up the tearjerker. Let's see if this will allow us to take down one of them while saddening the other. Okay. It's good enough for me. I don't want to end the turn friendly, because I'm a little worried that I might not be able to get back to Devious. Although I guess it doesn't matter. At this point, all we're really doing is accumulating Devious Expedition buffs. But, I mean, it's a lot of grit. Oh. And now he's made her sad. Okay, well good. At least this one didn't attack Jean-Pierre, because having both of our purveyors of sadness be sad might have damaged our damage output, is what I was about to say. I guess it doesn't matter, because Harry's got this guy from full, and between the two of them, they would definitely be able to handle this llama. So I guess what I'm saying is, the llama's never had any chance. This fight was basically preordained. Wow, thanks for saving my llamas. The soldiers you just saw were trying to take the young one. Llamas are incredibly valuable. Here, take this gold. The llamas look a bit sad, though. What did you do? Hey, you're welcome, buddy. Guy? Maybe this'll be the hidden hoard. Because you know what I would really love is another discovery token. We've arrived in a small Incan village. This village will be against the Emperor, just because there's one of each. But also you can tell because they have drawn crosses across the Emperor's signs. So the Emperor is below even the worst type of vermin. The villagers believe you speak wise words and promise to spread your wisdom. I was kidding. I actually don't care, but I just want you to get mad at me and fight me so that I have an excuse to quote-unquote defend myself. Alright, well this is obviously going to be completely trivial. Does she... No, she does not one-shot them with Tearjerker. So we'll just bring down these two, wait for the other two to come forward. Or I guess Harry can just run over there. If Harry can take one of them down. Actually, you know what? I don't think he can. No, he totally can. Alright, I don't think he's in any danger from a single attack from one of them. So he can probably just run forward and tank this guy even with his debuff. It's not going to be a problem. I have to say, they have like pretty practiced form. It looks like they probably jump and strike stuff with their little shepherd's crooks an awful lot. Maybe that's an important part of llama herding. I was going to say shepherding, but shepherd comes from sheep, right? The shepherd part. So I guess they're not shepherds, they're llamards. Oh hey, we did it. Secret discovery token. Okay, obviously we can pretty much clear all of this stuff. You're bound to find some less than loyal soldiers in a place like this. These fellows aren't looking to start a fight, and might even want to trade a little bit. Well, this is pretty fantastic. Improve those study tokens, get all those extra tokens from being a diplomat. I mean, that's lovely. Minjong offers some foreign baubles for local goods. One of the local goods is a delicious recipe for chocolate. This will surely bring in some profits. And 7 bonus tokens, because that is the way we roll today. Now, we could have a... Oh, was that a 2-cost node? I thought I was... Okay, Minjong loses speech defense. Not great. Yeah, that was a 2-cost. Darn it. That wasn't worth the trade-off. Actually, you know what? If I had noticed this was a 2-cost travel, I might have done it anyway, because there's such a chance of taking a hit to a stat that doesn't matter, you know? Yeah, I probably would have gambled it anyway. So what I was saying about trading resolve for supplies and then supplies for collect tokens, that is a pretty good strategy and you get a lot of extra money from it. I'm a little bit nervous about my ability to survive, so I think I don't want to trade out too much resolve, but if you are a better player than me, go for it. The palace. Treasure guarded by the dictatorial emperor must lie within. Of course, the palace is heavily guarded. The crew regroups to plot a roguish diversion. It looks like it will be a tough challenge. It can't be that tough. Oh, because the one point of rogue that Minjong has is the particular point that applies to this challenge. Man, she's good at everything. She's actually almost max level. What does she get at max level? Greatly improves Tearjerker's area of effect, or gets an extra speech on her excite. Well, we're definitely going salty. That sounds like me. That said, we don't have to do it right now. Let's give... Oh yeah, and this way improves the payout of one of our tokens. It's a total no-brainer. With some clever sneaking, Harry passes the guards and opens a side window. This creates a route for the rest of the crew to safely bypass them. The crew walks down a hallway that is decorated with statues and carvings of the undisputed Emperor of the Incas. The atmosphere is getting heavy. Minjong knows that you'll face the Emperor right after opening the next door, which makes this part a little bit less surprising. I think... hold on. The Pretenders, they're here to overthrow your beloved leader and destroy the Incan lands. Easy, Tiger. Aren't we jumping to conclusions here? Saying no, wait, we support the Great Emperor won't actually prevent me from having the fight, I'm pretty sure. And I do want the study tokens. The Emperor is not impressed. I will have none of this. Warriors, round them up for punishment. He looks like a formidable force. That is not the word I would use to describe this guy. I think this guy is the biggest buffoon in the whole game. Okay, so no new enemies. He is... oh, we are surrounded, though. Running forward might not be the best plan. Okay, why don't we do something like this? I'll open with an aggressive attack. I don't want to waste my cone attack just yet. And I think we should be able to bring these guys down. Because we do this, right, and then we just blow the tearjerker and take them both out. We are going to get hit. Well, we're going to get attacked. We have quite a bit of grit. It remains to see if we will actually get hit. She's up at 41% dodge. Alright, and we can keep Harry safe, it looks like, which is important. So remember, all we really have to do here is manage the Emperor. That's by far the most important part of this. When he goes into I'm going to shoot you with my shotgun mode, we have to go and bomb him with devious attacks really hard. You know, I also loved Cartoon. Alright. How are we gonna... what's the best play here? Well, I mean, that looks pretty good. And then I guess Harry and Jean-Pierre can just work together on the second guy. And then this turn the Emperor will go into shotgun mode, which will necessitate focusing on him for a turn. It's kind of unfortunate because his warriors are going to approach us on that same turn. Right, like these guys aren't going to move close enough that they're a threat to us on the coming turn. We're going to have to spend our turn going after this dude. And I already used tearjerker. So maybe not great. Maybe I made a little bit of an error here. That said, I am absolutely confident that we have this under control. And actually, Harry could probably... Right, we can do that, and that knocks him out of being confident. The Emperor himself cannot attack. Unless, you know, not outside of shotgunning people. Then we just come down here and send one of these guys. Apparently the friendly AoE does basically no damage. It's an unfortunate combination of Jean-Pierre's poor speech power and these guys being resistant to Excite. Obviously this guy's done for, and I believe that this is an encounter that does not spawn additional enemies. So I think we're basically just, we win. And hopefully this has served as a good showcase for why it's a good thing for them to generally spawn more enemies. We may as well top everybody off and put the heal on cooldown, right? Because in a lot of these encounters, if you are capable of clearing the initial enemies and then you don't get constant spawns, you guys against your whole party against the one boss is like completely trivial. There's no way he can do anything meaningful against you. So he's naturally weak to Enrage. We want to hit him with both of our Saturns now. Because as soon as we knock him out of shotgun mode, he will no longer take bonus damage from Saturn. right? But he always takes bonus damage from enraged. So I think I flubbed that a little bit earlier. I did not do this fight in completely the most efficient way possible. But I did do it in a way that basically never put us in danger. So, it's hard to feel bad about that. Holy smokes, you convinced the Emperor that he's bad for the people. That's a first. You're right. I'm a lousy despotic tyrant, and nobody would want to have diplomatic relations with me. This country deserves better. I'll resign and allow for a new president to be elected. I will also compensate you with my magnificent garb. Now, to go get a boat to a tropical island with the treasury. Yeah, this is a victory of sorts for the Incan people. I guess. +2 study at the end of each expedition for each level of rogue in your crew? It's not bad. If there were a bonus to discovery tokens here, I might take that over this, but... What is that? It's like 6... Yeah, it's 6 study tokens a couple of times. Minjong takes a place at the Incan Council that will determine the future leader of the Incan people. It becomes clear that a new and independent leader must be chosen. Minjong would volunteer, but the council isn't thrilled with the idea of a tiny tyrant. Too bad, because I'm installing one anyway. Let's restore the royal line. Minjong doesn't think twice, and with some occult words summons the necromancer. The council is terrified. Who would summon such an ancient curse? Oh boy, it's time, isn't it? I finally get to rule over the Incas. Bow down before me, slaves. I owned you before I was even born. Well, it seems the problem of finding an assertive and suitable monarch has been solved. I don't think we were trying to find an assertive monarch, and I don't think we have any evidence that she's suitable. But whatever, I got all the treasure, let's go. Wait, Minjong. I want to thank you for this opportunity. Please, take this sacred dagger. It is used to cut out the hearts of maidens and create perfect pizza slices. Thanks again for believing in me. I'll be the best tyrant the world has ever seen. For a certain definition of best, you understand. Okay, well. Gain an extra encounter every time you solve an encounter devious? That's not bad. We'll have a fair number of encounters over the course of the game. They give us good status. Yeah, what the hell. Is that better than, on average, half an extra research per study token? I think so. The crew leaves the palace. That was quite the adventure, toppling a government and everything. Minjong must admit, it was pretty fun. It wouldn't surprise Minjong if this became a trend one day. But the world has not yet been fully explored. Take your discoveries and get ready to leave. So we did pretty well there. That's a really good outcome. It's interesting that the game says we built a reputation for being aggressive, because I think we finished most of our encounters devious, didn't we? Almost all of them. And the one encounter we didn't finish devious was friendly, wasn't it? Huh. Strange. Not that it matters. It doesn't really mean very much. Except that the attitude that you're most credited with at the end of expeditions does affect the form of the Sintamani, which I think affects exactly which bonuses you can get. I might be wrong about that. So that might end up kind of kicking us in the butt. But we got a pretty good payout there. 6 campaign tokens from our hunting plate and 10 study tokens from... Oh, that's right, because Minjong has a free level of rogue and stuff. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. Managed to pull 10 discoveries. Wow. Over half of our research came from discovery tokens. Yeah, this is definitely starting to feel like a pretty good strategy. We're at 2381 right now. So... we don't particularly need the equipment shop in Sydney because we're going... We don't want Timbuktu, so I guess we want Constantinople. More Entourage Hall stuff. Okay. So first things first. This is not really great for us. Doesn't do a lot. Obviously, this is about to give us +2 supplies, so that's okay. And the Origin of Species 2 gives us extra campaign and collect tokens when spending insight on study, and it's a treasure, so we just got a discovery token from it. Right? That's how that works? Yeah, whenever you find a treasure, not just during an expedition. So what's next for us? We definitely want to lean into another tree. Anthropology could be good. We're getting bonus encounter tokens now, so this kind of leans into that. It wouldn't be terrible for us to pick up psychology either, because emotion studies can allow you to get extra, can allow you to make sad and lower people's speech defense. But maybe we should just go to anthropology level 4 to 6. Extra encounter tokens when spending insight to perform a study with a level 4 and 6 archaeologist. Because we're going to spend all of our insight at the end of the game on study tokens, right? So, yeah, I think this is the right way to go. I think let's go to anthropology. I know that we've been doing this encounter token thing a lot lately, and it's not the only strategy. I think that we've been a little bit misrepresentative on that front. That said, it is useful. Do I want to pick up emotion studies or start anthropology first? Well, I think I want to start anthropology first. Let's do this. Let's grab tools, because we don't... If I spend my insight making campaign tokens, we'll get the benefit of that bonus right away. And we might even be able to get her to a level 6 diplomat. I probably only have enough research to get this. Well, maybe the next one. You know what? I probably have 2 papers of research in me. So let's take the tool either way. And then do I want to start picking up bonus encounter tokens from actual encounters, or do I want to go... Let's try to figure out how we're going to spend our insight. What are we doing? So we only have the basic insight spends available right now. And we do have to spend 8 insight this turn. What do we get out of going for, like... I don't think there's any reason for us to do this. It's silly how much less that is total resources. Actually, it's less... Wait a minute. 45 to 75. Yeah, our study tokens are so good that this is actually more status than spending on study tokens. So, that being the case, it's pretty hard to make a case for this. If we could get her to a higher level of archaeology, though... We will at most get 8 encounter tokens from this. Do I think this is going to be more than 8 encounter tokens over the next expedition? Well, but if I do this, it'll upgrade the amount of study we're getting from spending study, right? Because of this. Let's see if we can reasonably get her to a level 4 archaeologist. So we are definitely going to spend some of our money in town here buying her a point of archaeology, because this is a great item. Yeah, an excavation is not one of the points of archaeologist she has now. So let's say we go... Let's say we go like this. Can I get her one more point of archaeology from one of our entourage guys? By the way, somebody pointed out to me, I can, trivially. By the way, somebody pointed out to me that I was making decisions, like I was, what could we get? Let's see. You can actually click ahead and look at what is available to unlock now, so do that. Shadowmaster 54, Cryptologist. Doubles original study and discovery tokens gained from insight spending. We're definitely going to want to pick this guy up before the end. It would probably be pretty good to pick him up right now, right? I don't know exactly what it means by original study tokens, because the base value of Berlin is 3, but scientists get 1 more. Is that 4th token also considered to be an original token? Because I think the point here is that it's trying to prevent you from doubling bonus tokens that you're getting from other things. I suppose this is a fine time to check. And we do have access to a point of... we want to buy YouTube. Okay, let's do this. Let's get Dr. Eligard. Architecture and Legends. Well, those are the 2 things she could learn naturally. I think we'll pick up Legends, because I think there's something that can give you architecture. I think there's an item that can give you architecture, but not one that gives Legends. I might be wrong about that. But now Minjong is a level 4 archaeologist. So let's go and pick this up, Cultural Awareness. And then let's also go and upgrade this twice. Hire our Cryptologist. And now spending insight. So no, it looks like it did not in fact double the bonus token. Or, that's interesting. It's only doubling 2 of the tokens for Jean-Pierre and Harry, and it's weird. Okay, well I guess we'll. This is a pretty good spend, considering. Is there anything else we can do to buff that up before I take it? Oh yeah, we should have access to from one of these things. There we go. This is what I was looking for. We should have access to another buff to our study tokens. So let's get you. And then we have access to the San Francisco Saloon, too, with another study token buff. Yeah, that's not bad. So we could start in on Naturalist on Minjong, and probably we would not be able to get there. But if we could manage to get her to be a level 3 Naturalist so that we could get extra study tokens from spending Insight on Study, we won't be able to do it now. But I'm saying, like, by the end of the next expedition, if we can cobble together a combination of perks from hires and items, we might be able to get it so that when we do our final group of Insight spendings, we get even more study tokens because of Tales from the Wild. So let's do that. James Cook, welcome aboard. Give Minjong Naturalist Geology. Okay, and now we have 614 status left, and we can't do anything else that's going to help with the payout of our Insight spending, right? There's no feasible way to get her to be a level 6 archaeologist or anything, is there? I mean, we probably have some specialists who can give archaeology. Here's one. This is Symbolism, which she does not yet have. Let's actually see. Oh, no, I know this one's not going to give us any perks. There's no more archaeology available here. We do have access to a mining pick. It gives a naturalist thing, not an archaeologist thing. There's not another point of archaeology available in the first shop, right? No, it doesn't look like it. And in this little shop that we opened up? Also no. So no, there's no way to get her to level 6 archaeology right now. So now I think we spend. I think we've done everything we could possibly do to upgrade our payouts. Wow, that is a lot of status. Yeah, that's pretty good, though. I feel pretty good about that. And remember, we've already unlocked quite a bit of extra renown from study, so we're getting a better renown payout than we ordinarily might expect here. It looks like each study token is worth... yeah, quite a bit. Depending on the variance, it looks like between 2 and 5 renown for each one. That's pretty great. Okay, so I'm a little bit torn. We're gonna have to figure this out in a second. Let's get down to 7 insight. Then we'll figure this out. It looks like we might be able to afford one more research paper before we go out, which is what I was hoping for. Okay, so we're going to be able to get the extra encounter token from solving encounters devious as well here. I think, you know what, I thought that this captain perk looked pretty good on paper, but that I would have a little bit of trouble taking advantage of it. I think I was underestimating it. I thought it was pretty good, but it's even better than I was thinking. Yeah, so let's grab this. Be devious and get even more stuff. And now we definitely, before we go back out, want to pick up Master Anthropologist BU. I think that's a no-brainer. Ton of extra discoveries. Oh my god, our encounter payout is going to be so good. And then we should probably spend the rest of our stuff on helpers, right? And it's lobbyists, students, and merchants. Okay, so we're only actually going to get, like, a couple. What are we doing? Where are we going? So let's see here. Transylvania makes a lot of sense. There's status and research here. Diplomat, beguiler, engineer, quick thinker. We don't have any of this. There's also some tactician stuff here, I think. We're not great at engineering. We could also go to the emerged island. Maybe we should do this. There's a lot of gold and research here. There's a lot of treasures, which is important because every treasure is a discovery token. We're great at... well, we're good at archaeology. We're not great. There's also going to be nature challenges, which means athlete, and survivalist and naturalist. We don't have a lot of naturalist, but we are good at athlete. We have a little bit of survivalist, and we could help him out a little bit. We definitely are transferring the compass to him. Our other option, of course, is the Anagogic Archipelago. I don't think that we have what it takes to survive here, because there's a lot of enemies that will be difficult for us to fight deviously. So I'm actually pretty torn, though, between our two options here. You know, there's a lot of new stuff in Transylvania, but at the same time, we've also been there this series, and we have not been to the Emerged Island yet. Yeah, let's go Emerged Island. Let's lean into this research thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so if we're going to the Emerged Island, we want to focus on picking up some more points of Survivalist and Athlete, if we can, with our money. Incidentally, I think that also makes Merchant a little bit weak, so we're not going to pick up that much gold. But I guess we're going to pick up so many Discovery tokens that it maybe doesn't... Yeah, let's just take this. We'll get one of these guys. I mean, do I want to... Would it be better for me to hire Eternal Blossom instead? It's one or the other, right? Yes, in fact, this costs 1 status more. Ah, man, if we had 1 more point of status, we could do Merchant and Eternal Blossom. As it is, I guess I'll just go Merchant. We actually still have enough to hire another Lobbyist. Or another Merchant, which we do have available. I probably want to pick up some more status. Because we still have a lot of people to hire. Yeah, let's take the Lobbyist, I guess. No, wait, what am I thinking? There's a ton of gold. For some reason, in my head, I was thinking we had chosen to go back to Transylvania. But the Emerged Island, in fact, has a ton of gold. What am I thinking? We definitely want to take the collect token upgrades. Yeah, that's a pretty robust token. Okay, things are going to be good. This is going to be good. So now we have a ton of money to spend. Well, not a ton. How do I want to do this? I think we want to maintain the trowel and broom and the monocle. It doesn't really make any sense for us to keep the translation guide around. Survivalist hunting plus tactician offense. That actually might not be a bad thing to do here. Get a point of tactician so that we can proc the buff a little bit. Get us to 3 survivalists so we have a better chance at the challenges. That's a lot of our money for not a lot of direct stat points, but I think that's a good play. And then we're still going to be pretty soft on the on the naturalist parts of the challenges, which is a shame, but I think we're just going to have to sort of brute force our way through that with Minjong's high stats. And we should finally pick up some actual items, like attack items, probably. So Minjong is mostly saddening people. Unfortunately, this does not affect all of your saddening abilities, but it's important that we buff her stats most of all, since she's going to be carrying us on a lot of the challenges. And then we actually have enough to buy 400 coin books for everybody. Should I maybe get some more defenses, though? Like, Jean-Pierre could probably use a speech defense book. Or a speech defense memento. But honestly, we don't spend that much time. You know what? Let's take the offensive route. So I'm going to sell our translation guide to make a little bit of money. Get us a Master Book of Rage. Because we're having some offense problems when it's not Minjong doing the one attacking. Let's fix that. And then we have enough money to go and buy a simple memento. One of the little ones. Every little bit helps. Okay, well, I do believe we are ready to go. We've already beaten Rivaloo. All we have to do is get to the end of the game, and we've won. But obviously, I'm looking to push the score as high as possible. The next best things to pick up would be, and we could try to rush to the end of Observations, get an extra Naturalist perk out of it, and actually that's the way we'll get to level 3 Naturalist, probably. And then if we can complete the tree, we can get another 50% bonus renown from Research. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Finish Anthropology, finish Observations. And that'll end up with a tremendous... If we could do both of those things, we'll end up with a tremendous amount of supplies for going to Shangri-La. Or even, you know... I was going to say, you know, maybe we'll go to the Lost Island instead, but no, this crew's probably better for Shangri-La. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, this extremely long episode. Come back next time. We're headed to the Emerged Island, and we'll see you then.